In the dim corridors of the human mind, pain carves pathways intelligence alone cannot create. Trauma strips comfort away, leaving the mind exposed, raw, forced to adapt or perish. Beneath brokenness lies a terrifying evolution, one sharpened by survival. Tonight, we explore why pain may be the cruelest form of growth. When you are torn apart by loss, betrayal, or fear, the brain doesn't simply bruise, it reforms, recalibrates. Neural circuits rewire themselves to anticipate danger, to process faster, to see patterns others miss. Trauma creates hypervigilance, a new lens through which the world is both clearer and crueler. Scientists call it post-traumatic growth, but to those living it, it feels like madness. The shaking hands, the sleepless nights, the haunting replay of moments that will never die. Yet, beneath the torment, a strange clarity begins to bloom. It's the brain rebuilding itself for the next storm. The prefrontal cortex, the seat of reason and problem solving, is forced into overdrive during trauma recovery. It learns to manage chaos, to ration emotion, to find order within disorder. In that crucible of pain, resilience is born, hardwired through neural persistence. Every traumatic memory is encoded with heightened sensory precision. The smell of rain, the flicker of light, the smallest vibration, all etched into consciousness. This involuntary memory training sharpens perception, whether we want it or not. Trauma forces the mind to become a vigilant observer. For centuries, philosophers believed suffering was a teacher. Now neuroscience confirms what poets always knew: pain sculpts intellect. It compels thought to dig deeper, to extract meaning where none was visible, to turn agony into awareness. When the world collapses, your brain must predict threats faster just to survive. The amygdala burns brighter, the hippocampus becomes hyperactive. This overload of signal and fear, brutal as it seems, teaches the mind to recognize patterns faster than ever before. But there's a cost. Intelligence born from trauma is never gentle. It's an edge that cuts both ways, sharper cognition bound to scars that never fade. The mind learns to outthink pain, but it also learns to expect it, forever haunted by the memory of what once broke it. Beneath sleepless nights and restless thoughts, the brain quietly rewrites its code. Each reprocessed memory becomes more manageable, each emotional response more calculated. It's neuroplasticity at its darkest, an invisible evolution born from emotional ruin. Research from top universities reveals that individuals who endured extreme setbacks often emerge with advanced problem-solving skills. Their intellect isn't academic, it's instinctive, pragmatic, battle-forged. Every cognitive shortcut was paid for in emotional blood. Trauma activates areas of creativity that thrive in chaos. Some of the world's greatest artists and thinkers were shaped by childhood pain, loss, or isolation. Creativity becomes their defense, a beautiful disguise for inner turmoil. Survivors often describe an eerie intuition, a knowing that feels supernatural. It's not magic, it's recognition. The traumatized brain has studied human behavior in microscopic detail as a means of self-preservation. It sees micro-expressions, tonal shifts, subtle cues others ignore. This hyper-awareness creates what researchers call empathic intelligence. You understand people too well because, once upon a time, understanding them was the only way to stay safe. Empathy becomes weaponized, a psychological radar forged from wounds. Yet, too much intelligence born from trauma can become detachment. When everything is analyzed, nothing feels pure. Love turns into a calculation, trust into an experiment. The mind that survived learns to question everything, even comfort. Many trauma survivors speak softly but think violently. Their thoughts are storm fronts, restless, rapid, and razor-sharp. This cognitive speed is survival instinct translated into intellect, a capacity to predict chaos before it arrives. Psychologists note how trauma recalibrates dopamine pathways, the brain's reward system. Ordinary pleasures lose meaning, pushing the individual toward deeper pursuits, knowledge, mastery, control. In seeking order from destruction, intelligence rises as the ultimate drug. Confidence after trauma isn't arrogance, it's grounded precision. Once you've seen the worst, normal fear loses its grip. Decisions become clearer, risk becomes acceptable, and intelligence merges with fearlessness. Some neuroscientists suggest that trauma compresses time. The brain learns to value minutes over years, detail over dream. In this mental contraction, ideas sharpen and priorities crystallize. What doesn't matter is violently erased. That sharpened awareness, however, feeds anxiety. The same vigilance that once saved you now suffocates. It's an intelligence wrapped in barbed wire, useful, but dangerous to touch for too long. Still, evolutionary psychology suggests trauma may be nature's secret intelligence accelerator. By surviving adversity, early humans refined their analytical instincts. Our modern pain is just an echo of that primal programming. But there's a haunting truth: trauma doesn't make you smarter without consequence. It carves intelligence from empathy, shaping you into something efficient yet distant. For every new insight, an innocence is lost. Memory research shows that traumatic recall engages deep temporal networks, giving survivors superior long-term retention. The mind becomes a vault, pain locked tight, but so are lessons, patterns, and truths others forget. Survivors often outperform others in crisis management. Their brains already live in the unfamiliar, permanently calibrated for unpredictability. They don't panic, they predict. Even forgiveness, a trait of profound intelligence, often follows trauma. The mind that suffered deeply begins to understand the motives behind cruelty, not as acceptance, but comprehension. That's wisdom born from fire. In controlled studies, trauma survivors scored higher in associative thinking, the ability to connect random data into meaningful ideas. Their pain primes creativity, chaos becomes the birthplace of innovation. But trauma's light burns the brightest before it consumes itself. Overanalysis, insomnia, hyperawareness, these are the costs of the sharpened mind. Intelligence heightened by pain teeters on the edge of madness. Human evolution thrives not because of comfort, but because of catastrophe. Every collapse forces adaptation, every heartbreak rewires the self. Trauma becomes the architect of progress itself. Greatest minds are often haunted souls. They overthink because once, their survival depended on it. In their silence lies an unseen war between intellect and memory. You become a collector of emotional data. Every betrayal is research, every loss a case study. The mind transforms suffering into strategy, and pain becomes knowledge. But what happens when the pain fades? When the storm passes, and the sharpened mind must live in the calm? Many find themselves restless, addicted to tension, lost without threat. This reveals the final paradox: intelligence and suffering share a common root, awareness. To see deeper is to feel more. The mind that learns through trauma memorizes both brilliance and despair. So why does trauma make you smarter? Because it demands growth, ruthless, immediate, uncompromising. It teaches you what intelligence truly is, not information, but adaptation. Yet, every adaptation carries a scar. Every spark of new insight comes from something burned away. Intelligence isn't granted, it's extracted, painfully, from the ashes of who we used to be. As the credits of survival roll, the question lingers: did trauma make us better, or just harder? The brain may heal, the body may rest, but the mind never truly forgets its lessons. And in that darkness, beneath control and wisdom, a whisper remains: remember what pain taught you, but never let it teach you everything.